Hi guys, and hello from the hilltop. I'm Waxahachie Blue, and I want to welcome you to my channel, The Plateau Perfectionist. Today's video is my December 2021 plan with me in my pink Mackerel Tekukor bullet journal. So, first of all, happy holidays! It is now December. It is the last month of 2021. We survived yet another year of... We just survived another year. But this will be the last particular month in this new bullet journal. I keep calling it a new bullet journal. I've had it 6 months, but yes, this will be the last one. This will also be the last month of my 2021 color challenge. This particular month was black and white. So I decided to kind of do this holiday theme with like old school black and white photos and just see how it goes. And I think it turned out really good. I just wanted to keep it very, very simple, very clean, because I always think that black and white photos is very kind of crisp and just that's how I particularly think of it. Of course, it took me a hot minute to realize that I put this particular picture of this Christmas tree in here upside down, but I digress. So yes, this particular theme is black and white. I went with just simplicity, a good holiday vibe, but technically if you ever felt like you needed to recreate this but didn't want to use necessarily a holiday theme, you could black and white photos are timeless and they come in many different shapes, forms, and fashions. So it all works out. So I one thing that I decided to do with a lot of my pictures here, first of all, I just printed off a bunch of different pictures in grayscale black and white that I found on the internet. Most of them are Christmassy type themed, and then I did not add any washi tape. I did not add anything other than using my Sharpie S Gel black pen and then a silver Uniball pen that I had courtesy of my mom. And that's it. I tried adding a marker here for this back of the picture of the Christmas tree through the window. I hated it, so I ended up taking an old index card that I had to kind of hopefully mask that a little bit, just to kind of, and that's what I did in order to kind of cover that. So other than, like I said, using the silver Uniball here, which you can kind of see depending on what, it's not quite a foil wiggle because it's not foil, but as I move the pages around and stuff, and the shadow kind of goes over it, you can see it better in certain places than others. So I wanted to keep this very, like I said, simple, and so I had this picture of the Santa on the bicycle, and that's it. I wanted it to be the highlight of that particular page, and so that is why I just did a basic happy holidays. And then for my 2-page calendar here, I have the December down on the right, and then for the actual calendar, I've had these rulers for a couple years now, and they work great. I just periodically would alternate between the black one, using the black S Gel and the silver Sharpie, to just kind of give it a little bit of a pop of color without necessarily being a pop of color. Pardon my tongue tanglings here. And then just added these little boxes at the top to designate which day is which, and then just wrote the numbers in, and I will of course fill these out later. So as for additional spreads for this particular month, I think the only additional one that I did, last year I did a 25 days of doodles. I know I'm going to be very, very busy this upcoming month, and I know I am not going to have the time to be able to do that kind of extra like I did last year. So I decided not to include that this year. However, I did include a Christmas playlist because I don't know about you, but I love me some good holiday tunes. However, this particular year I tried to find covers of my favorite songs, so they're not necessarily the traditional Like, one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time is Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. I found an alternative cover. I wrote it down on my Christmas playlist on a different page. But in the we'll get to that when we get to that. I also, to kind of give myself a little bit of a change, I did include some scribbles and wiggles and almost an homage to one of the other YouTubists that I really enjoy, Caitlin. I forget what her name is, but I know the name of her channel, but I think her name is Caitlin. I will give her a shout out in the description below, in probably one of those little taggies up in the top right hand corner. So, speaking of Blue Christmas, I had 2 pictures on this page. One to fill up room, and 2 because I found these 2 pictures and I dearly freaking love them. Something I did for each of my pictures when I had this kind of drop scribble shadow on the back is I would go ahead and do the scribble shadow and then put the picture on it, so that way I wouldn't potentially damage the picture by adding the scribbles behind it. So I had this picture of this little girl using a brush as a microphone, because I don't know about you, but I used to do that when I was a kid. One of our home videos is of me walking around with a bright red My First Sony singing Rum-Pa-Pum-Pum. Because My First Sony had a cassette player, and so I knew how to pop it out, flip it over, put it back in, and I would just walk around the house singing Christmas songs all day long. But the other picture I had was of Elvis Presley on Christmas, and I saw it and I couldn't help myself. I had to go in my bullet journal. I have an old soul, or at least that's what I've been told, and I love old school things. I love old school music, all the way back to Glenn Miller and the big bands. Like I said, Blue Christmas is one of my favorite Christmas songs. New Age is great and wonderful, and that's all cool and awesome, but I like old school Christmas carols, and I'm weird like that. I also wanted to add a few music notes here in silver, and then we just kind of progressed into the next one. I will also note that most of these songs I discovered through a new indies folk music channel that I have found. It's called Alex Rainbird, and I just pulled up a couple of their Christmas ones, and that's how I did it. Another spread that I included that's not my normal spreads, but since it is Christmas, I did want to include at least something to do with like Christmas. Is I made this little T-chart kind of situation thing for Christmas, what I would like to get people, so the item, where I would find it, and who it would be for. And then just a general to-do list of things that I need to do for both the Christmas season as well as the end of the year, like some good deep cleaning, bake cookies with my mom, things that I both enjoy doing as well as need to do. So a little, just as a change of pace here, I have some news. First and foremost, I am officially debt-free. I finished paying off my student loans effective the 15th of November. They are all gone. Gone. I am so excited. Like I said, I'm officially debt-free. I nearly cried when I finally got to hit the button, pay off student loans. It was great. And then another thing that has happened is I was presented with an opportunity for a new job position. I went ahead and put in my application, I interviewed, and effective the beginning of 2022, I will be changing jobs. On the positive side, no, I don't have to move. I will still be in the same location. I will still have, pretty much the same pay and anything of that nature. But I will be wearing a different set of hats. Let's put it that way. I will no longer be working in one type of government position. I'll be working in a different kind of government position. I will proverbially be my own boss, not necessarily, because I will be working for the mayor and all that good stuff, but it will be a change of pace in a good way. I am very excited, and I'm looking forward to starting that at the beginning of the new year. In the meantime, I will be doing some additional training after my usual work day. So, like I said, I will be busy, and so I will not be able to do like my doodles a day because I just know I physically will not have the time. In the interim, here is my usual budget journal, budget tracker. I have added a new column to my budget tracker because I have a new credit card. Before my student loans were done, I went ahead and got myself a new credit card with a bigger limit. I did this for two reasons. One, my student loans are my oldest line of credit, and I wanted to get the new card before my credit score took a hit. And the other is the current card that I have is just a secured credit card, which if you're curious about that, I would recommend looking up like different kinds of like the financial diet and stuff like that to kind of understand the difference between a regular credit card and a secured credit card. It has a very small limit. I wanted a credit card that had a larger limit, but I could also get perks on. So for example, the one that I got has a cashback perk. So I have changed my budget tracker accordingly in order to have that column so I can see what all the kinds of monies I'm doing on it, and then use my one with the smaller limit, my secured credit card, for like my subscriptions. I do have a couple Patreons that I pay for, as well as my phone bill, etc., etc. So that will be designated for something else. I can basically take that card out of my wallet because that will not be my go-to card to purchase items with, and I will use the new card, like a credit card. But in the meantime, on to the weeklies. So I don't know if you've noticed, but pretty much for the entirety of 2021, I have been doing these little tabby doos for each of my months. I change up the style of the tabby doos for each month, but especially since I started this particular journal at the beginning of July, I've been enjoying just having the little tabs for each weekly just to kind of help set my brain and flip the pages a little easier. So usually I will have them already cut out before I start filming, just because it skips a step and you don't have to watch me cut and swing my journal around in all random directions, because I know if this is double timed or even triple timed, in order to make up the difference if I have to do a lot of drawing, it can almost make you seasick. So that's one reason why I go ahead and cut my tabs out ahead of time, just because I don't want to get anybody seasick. However, this time, since I didn't have to do much drawing per se, it was all just kind of cut and paste, very photograph style. I went ahead and left that in, at least for a couple pages. By the way, if you're curious where I get the corner rounder pink thing, I got it off of Wish. You can get them in different sizes. I did not get a choice of which size I got. It was just one of those pick at random free shipping kind of items that Wish will do from time to time, and that's where I got that. I've had it for a couple years, still enjoy it, but that's where I got it. Yeah. So because this is a very simple spread, and I wanted everything to kind of really focus on the pictures that I was adding to my spreads here, I kept some things pretty much repetitive for every spread. So you'll notice throughout my weeklies, all of the weekly dividing lines are black, and then I write all of the Monday through Sundays in black, but I do all the numbers in silver. And I also started, pretty much made all the drop shadows in black, and then all of the scribble doodles that are kind of added throughout each page, those are, I think about 99% of them are in silver. I did that mostly for a cohesive look, and just because my brain just needed something simple. And then as for each of the tabs, they are written in the black. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got all of these pictures off of Pinterest. I just wanted to keep it simple. Make sure, I was really rocking the black and white, and that's how that cookie crumbled. So this will be the end of my color challenge. I mentioned that for 2021 I did a color challenge. Hopefully you'll be able to see my color challenge in its full rainbow glory when I do my 2021 run through, of just to kind of flip through all of my pages so you can really kind of see what I did. However, for 2022, I will be doing, drumroll please, a 2-color 2022 challenge. Or, I might rephrase that. I'm going to call it the 2-color 2022. So basically, I have an assortment of markers. I have a lot of markers. I have a 50 count of Crayola Super Tips. I've got dot markers. I've got some dual brush pens. I've got highlighters. I've got lots of stuff. And some of them I favor over others just because I like the way that they function. I also have colored pencils, but I'm not going to get into that. Mostly I like to use markers in my actual bullet journal just because they show more vibrantly, not only in the journal itself, but also when I take pictures of it or when I do things on YouTube. So the 2-color challenge will basically be, I will have either a cup with numbers in it, or I will create one of those spinners that I can keep on my phone, and I will let it randomly pick me 2 colors. And so for each month I will use the 2 random colors. And once I've used them, I will take them out so I can't use them twice. And just see what it turns out like. My months may look great, my months may look terrible. But that's what I'm going to do. That's why it's called challenge. Wish me luck. I don't necessarily think I'm going to do any particular themes. I mean, depending on the colors that I get, I may end up, if I do greens, I may do plants, who knows. But it's just kind of, it's something that I wanted to try. I've never done it before, and it would definitely spark through creativity. So we shall see how that turns out. I'm going to start that. I've already purchased my new journal for the upcoming year, which you will see in the setup spread, probably later on towards the end of this month. And then that's when I'm going to start it. We will see how it turns out. I have to get the colors picked first. I may even film so you can see that I'm just picking them at random. We will cross that bridge when we get there, but in the interim, that's the plan. Wish me luck. So this particular weekly spread, I love this weekly spread. I thought it was so cute. So I found this picture of a baby with a Santa hat playing with Christmas lights. I don't know about you, but I did this as a kid. I didn't have any pictures of me doing it because my mom didn't take pictures like that at the time, but that's what it reminded me of. But the part that I really liked was this 5-page week to the left, on the left hand side of this picture. I liked the box in the middle. I don't know why I had never thought about doing that on any of my other spreads. This is the first time I thought about it, but I was like, hey, cool, that would be awesome. Not only that, but the day in the middle is the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. And so it fell so perfectly. I love it. This is probably my favorite weekly spread. It's incredibly simple. It's extremely minimal, but I love it. And I love that it kind of gives a shout out to such a wonderful holiday, which I hope yours, like mine, will be full of love and family and just Christmas spirit in and of itself. And I think I have the one final week, and then we're done, and that's it. I may at the very, very end do kind of like a yearly check-in spread, but I don't know. I may not. Who's to say? I really don't know. I am all over the place in case you can't tell with this particular voiceover. We're still prepping for Thanksgiving. I have got some prepping stuff I've got to do, both at getting ready to transition out of my old job into my new job. We've got family coming for the holidays. I'm helping prep for a Christmas party that's coming up for our office, and it's just, I'm all over the place. And then as for this particular calendar thing here at the end of my bullet journal, that is for, I've been using it semi as like a weight tracker or pretty much whatever I need to. It's my last one, and I wanted to make sure I used it, and so I just kind of stuck it here at the back. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go so y'all can enjoy the flip through, and I don't have to keep rambling trying to fill up space with this voiceover. I want y'all to know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate my new subscribers that have subscribed both in this past month as well as this past year. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Even if you don't subscribe, I appreciate the extra 10 seconds that you took to stop by and watch even just a blip of my video. I try so hard to make these wonderful, and I appreciate every single one of you. I hope y'all all have a wonderful, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate. And I will see y'all for the yearly flip through, as well as the plan with me for January. Wish me luck on my 2-color 2022. And y'all are awesome. If nobody's told you, you are awesome. And I will see y'all later. And thank y'all. Bye.